Parent Cafe provides a safe and nurturing environment for families to feel comfortable in sharing things that are most important to them. How did Parent Cafes get started? They were started with Be Strong Families as a roundtable conversation back in 1995 out of Chicago, Illinois. Be Strong Families feels that we take care of ourselves from the inside out, and by doing this, they are based on the 5 research-based protective factors. Describing the 5 protective factors, they are resilience, relationship, knowledge, support, and communication. When I think about resilience, I think about bouncing back from a time that you've had a hard time and you are able to come back and just move forward with that. When we talk about relationships, what are the relationships that you have, be it the family, your church, or even your community? Knowledge, what knowledge do you have about being a parent? Parent is part natural and it's part what we've learned. And so we learn those through relationships that we have. Support, who is your support system? Is it the church? Is it your family? Is it the community? And then last, communication. How do we express communication? Body language, through our words. And so they believe that those 5 protective factors will help strengthen our families. How do Parent Cafes help? Parent Cafes provides a sense of community for our parents. It provides a safe and nurturing environment for fathers, for mothers, for grandparents, for caregivers to just express how they feel and what they may be going through in life. I realized when I was doing a Parent Cafe that I'm not alone. I'm not the only person out here going through that situation. And our parents have told us that they're happy, they enjoy it because they can connect to somebody and realize I'm not the only one going through that. Somebody else is, rather it be a grandmother, rather it be a father. They realize that they're not alone in Parent Cafes. Parent Cafe lasts, there are 2 hours each, 2.5 hours each, and then they are a 5-week series. And so in those 5 weeks, there's different themes, different topics, and those themes, we will connect the 5 protective factors. Usually we choose 2 to really focus on and to get our parents engaged. They will answer some questions that are geared towards those protective factors. Well, when a Parent Cafe is over, we try to encourage our parents that were involved in the Parent Cafe to start another one in their own community, rally up their own friends and families so that the Parent Cafe can continue. How do you get involved in a Parent Cafe? You'll reach out to your community. It is through Launch and Hopes, so you can look for that information. The number to reach them is 844-NTX-KIDS, kids. Also, there's a calendar on our website that tells all of the Parent Cafes in the community, so you can always go there and look and see which one is close to you. The one-on-one in a Parent Cafe is where you have a partner, you match your card, and you answer these questions about yourself, about a challenge that you've been through. And during this part, the parents are together and they're talking. One person is the listener and one person is the talker. And so that's what you're seeing right now. Okay, at the cafe conversation piece, the parents will get together. They have 3 cards on the table. The questions on the table coincide with the protective factor that we're focusing on today. And so they will read that question that pertains to that protective factor. Everyone's question is different, so then they decide which question we're going to answer. And then as a table, they discuss that question that they chose. The cafe agreements is something that kind of like the rules of the Parent Cafe. A lot of those are, the first one is speak from your own experience. We want you to talk about yourself, not a family member, your experience as a parent. Listen attentively, do not interrupt. How many times do you talk and somebody's interrupting you and you're like, really? I'm trying to talk. So we don't want you to interrupt. No positive or negative judgments. So negative judgments, we understand what that is. We won't be negative, but a positive judgment is you may agree with this person, but not necessarily agree with that person, another person, and your body language, your words will express that. So no positive judgment. Don't give advice. We don't want to give advice about parenting because everybody's parenting styles are different. Confidentiality, we say what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, so what happens in a Parent Cafe stays in a Parent Cafe. We do ask that our families turn their cell phone on, but because we have childcare, we ask that they put them on silent so that if we need to reach you to change your child or feed your child, they can text you and let you know that there's something that needs to be done with your child. My favorite part of a Parent Cafe, actually it's the whole experience to be honest, but the one-on-one. I learned that in listening in a one-on-one, I learned something about someone else. I learned something about myself, that I'm talking to a stranger and telling them everything. And then when I see a parent cry, that lets me know that they're comfortable to release this information. And that really, truly is my favorite part, when I see someone cry.